Right, so this is the moment we've been waiting for. And we're looking at what happened yesterday, of course, in regards to the ICC Status Conference. Yesterday it was there in relation to His Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, the International Criminal Court case against President Uhuru Kenyatta has collapsed. Well, at least that is according to his defense lawyers. They're now calling upon the ICC to make the most honorable and toughest decision. Throw the case out. It has been a tough season for the office of the prosecutor, which is now blaming the Kenyan government of non-cooperation for its problems. One man who most probably is smiling all the way to the bank, standing tall, is Dr. David Matsanga, who for years has been prophesying the collapse of the ICC cases. We have the honor of hosting him here on the Power Breakfast Show. Welcome to the Power Breakfast Show, Dr. Matsanga. We appreciate you. Thank you so much indeed for coming.
Okay, thanks.
So yesterday we had the ICC Status Conference.
Yes.
It's coming to pass, what you always talked about.
First of all, I can't say I'm smiling all the way to the bank.
All right, what are you doing?
I feel for the victims, because the victims of this country deserve justice. But the way the chief prosecutor, the former chief prosecutor, Louis Moreno Campo, and the current chief prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, investigated this whole ICC, I said it 6 years ago. They did not do an investigation.
All right.
There was no investigation. Actually, in summary, yesterday, our president is not in court today because of evidence. He's being held there now from yesterday on technicality.
Technicalities, no evidence?
There's no legal evidence left. There's no, let lawyers not waste time. You only need to subpoena, and let me tell defense lawyers of Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
Subpoena Dr. Matsanga's quarrel between Dr. Matsanga and Ocampo and Bensouda. Subpoena that to that court.
What do you mean subpoena?
Subpoena is a very good law word. Call for it. Summon that evidence. Unseal that evidence. You will find the all worms are there.
So are you trying to say that, in fact, this is what the defense lawyers have been saying, come on, just throw out the case?
It's better to preserve the integrity of the ICC on African continent. I'm telling you, frankly, let's terminate these cases of Kenya. Not only one, the one of Ruto is even worse.
But according to ICC, the prosecutor, they're saying the Ruto one is still strong and it is continuing on.
When you did not even invest, you see, people created academy of witnesses instead of creating academy to teach people tools of doing some things for this country. They created academy of witnesses where they could go and pick witnesses. I will not name people here who are not here to defend themselves.
Yes.
Because I have filed my application in the appeal chamber. Let not people lie you. There are 2 applications as a roadblock. That's why this case is collapsing. 2 applications. Application number 1.
Yes.
Of perjury. The chief prosecutor, both of them, committed perjury under Article 70 of the Rome Statute. Perjury. They told us lies. For 6 years they have told us lies. They must stand on trial or be investigated by an independent panel. Mukazi. Which court is this? Look here. Which court is this? If complaints are against Citizen TV, my good friend, brother Elida, SK Macharia will call a commission of inquiry. But which court is this that does not call a commission of inquiry when witnesses have been collapsing like a poker cards?
Well, perhaps the question could also come back to you. Who are you to make such?
I'm a Pan-African. Serious Pan-African. Serious down. I've won several cases in Africa. Don't you see me? Zimbabwe. Mugabe is online. It is up to him to sort his country. But in Europe, I removed him from the jaws of imperialism. It was me who stood firm, because the only single man in the world who stood and went to the European court, filed an application telling me why the Zimbabwe sanctions should be on a man when they have not overthrown a man. I defeated the European Union. It is on record. 2, I stood up because I saw Ocampo in Uganda messed us up. He went and investigated very well, took both his files from Konyi and UPDF. You know what he did? He hid some of the files. So 2005, when Kenya had not gone on fire. So I said this guy is being used by some powers to dismember this continent.
Well, you're talking about that, but there are people who are also saying you are being used.
By who?
I mean, who is funding you?
I have never seen Uhuru Kenyatta.
You have never seen?
Do you know what? I see this guy, my president of an African country, at an African conference. I don't ever check the records at State House. I'm not like a Kabutu Maina Kabutu who says I was at State House. I've never been in State House. I've never seen President Uhuru Kenyatta privately, or we have engaged ourselves privately somewhere that I want to help you on this case. Never, Mukazi. Well, and I stand by this. You see, some people, when they look at me, they think I don't have my own money to do everything. I'm also an entrepreneur in this continent. When I see my continent going down, I have a transport company. It brings in money. What is a ticket to The Hague? $3,000. Matsanga cannot have it.
So how are you going to make the profit? Because I mean,
I am not making a profit.
You're not making any profit. How are you benefiting?
I am not an NGO who wants to fleece people. Most of the NGOs in Africa make money, put their NGOs to fleece people. I am a person who went to Europe 27 years ago. I've come back to help my country, my continent. My continent needs that new direction. And that direction is being stopped by flimsy investigations where injustice has been carried out. 1,300 people died, Mukazi. But look at this. Can I shock you? There is no single death certificate by the chief prosecutor on each file.
I mean, the reasons given is that they've been trying to get information from the Kenyan government, even from medical practitioners, but no one is willing to talk. How do you handle that?
Under 93, some lawyers come here. I don't need to read that statutes in my head. File an application under 93 and say I need that evidence. None of them has filed. You can't hold Kenyatta for technical hitches of your own problem.
But how do you explain this? Because there was a report that they were trying to get a contact person who would link them up to medical practitioners who have relevant information in regards to what happened in 2007, 2008. But it took the government 1 year to get a contact person.
Because there is no order.
Order from which part?
There is no court order. Can I shock you again? Out of all these Mungiki witnesses, only 2 had protection order. Maina Kabutu, no order. Another one, no border. From the court. That means the chief prosecutor was doing something very fishy. Where you could summon, Mukazi, come quickly, don't tell the other one. Witness number 12 said, I will bring you Mungiki. You had it on tape. So it means this was a business, a cow, where people were milking, and yet the people had died. We need people to be answerable to the 1,300 people who died. That's why I stood up as an African. Call me anything. Name me any name. But let me tell you, I have stood by the truth, Mukazi.
Well, truth be told. I mean, you read an article by Makau Mutua. In fact, he looks at you and says, you are very adept at selling yourself to African leaders who are in trouble. So but basically, you're selling yourself.
I have not sold. I have practically done it. That means I'm more brainy than Makau Mutua. You know that very well.
I don't know.
And I have, Makau Mutua went to United States. I went to United Kingdom, where salvation started from. In the UK, you cannot forge a passport. You cannot forge a certificate from any of those universities. Ask anybody who has studied in the University of United Kingdom. But in the United States, you can buy, Makau Mutua could even buy some certificates down the road.
Well, he has
it's a mafia, it's a mafia style. In the UK, there's no mafia dom. You have your reference number, student number, which I have. You punch it in here, because it will give you all the details of this man called David Nyekorach Matsanga. It will go. I will smile all the way to the bank with you. But this,
we're trying to establish credibility in terms of what you're saying, because I mean, he's even absolutely concerned about that title, doctor, and he wonders where did you get it?
How Raila got doctorship? Did he work for it?
Well, we're talking about you. I mean,
now
tell us about
you.
Look
at me. You think at my age of 56 I cannot go to school? Do I look like I'm in debt? I have no knowledge. I went to school. My university is very clear. You can go and check the records in central London, Aldgate East, Calcutta House, where I studied political science, international relations. Excelled very well, because I'm very tough at analysis.
Absolutely.
And then look at this. Surely, 27 years in London, was I carrying dead bodies only? No, because you can work in mortuary, city mortuary, and make money. It's the highest paid job. You can sweep a train. But I decided to go to school at an old age. I'm different. Makau Mutua just hates me. I don't want to say it on this television, because I have a case with him in court.
Okay.
In appeal chamber. If in fact today, if I did not have a case with Makau Mutua, Mr. Mukazi, I will tell you more details about Makau Mutua. But I have a case with them. There are 11 Kenyans I've been looking for since 2008. Those who procured, those who intermediaries who helped ICC, I have listed them. I've given them to the court. When these cases collapse, you are going to see how ICC comes for our people. Explanation is going to come.
You know, one concern that has been put on the table is that you've been so passionate in regards to the people accused and not so much the victim.
Today, my opening statement.
Well, today, but you know, for the very past.
Because the truth has come out. What I said, the victims need justice. One, there is no redemption strategy in Kenya. Let me come to a law, because I know very well that Uhuru Kenyatta is being held on technical grounds now, not on legal grounds.
Technical grounds.
Technical grounds. Take this to the bank.
All right, tell us more.
He has nothing of evidence there now, because the investigations were shoddy, flawed, procured. People procured the witnesses like tomatoes. Bring that one. Bring this one. Go to case number 12, Ruto. It is the worst case that you cannot even talk about, because people just gathered themselves, created academy of witnesses, and then in this academy they chose the tall, the high, bring. They did to understand. That is not a very good investigation by the ICC. Walter Baraza is fighting extradition because he was also used to buy witnesses for ICC. And then ICC turned on him because they want to close his mouth. That's exactly what they did to me, Mukazi. When I shouted about these cases being flawed, Ocampo sent a warrant for me. I said I will fight it publicly in court, because I have evidence. One, I had 72 pieces of evidence, including a video where Ocampo was receiving money.
You have a video?
Oh yes, it is in the court. I'm not a joker. It's in the court, in the appeal chamber. I've sealed it there. It is up to the appeal chamber to see the video and say it is right or wrong. Ocampo went to another African country somewhere, picked money. Picked money.
Well, that's what you're telling us. We've not seen
I have said it for 6 years.
All right. There's something here that the Office of the Prosecutor is trying to say, that the reason why the case might be collapsing is because of the country, Kenya, not cooperating with the court.
What cooperation do you need when a country allows you, your investigator? Is there one investigator who has been killed here? Is there one? Show me
the
one.
problem is nobody's talking.
Who is talking who?